In the history of classic television shows, The Andy Griffith Show stands out as a beloved series that brought laughter and warmth into millions of homes, earning its place among the best Hollywood productions of its time. However, beneath the show's prosperity and growth lay deep, hidden secrets harbored by Ron Howard, who played the role of Opie Taylor. These secrets threatened to unravel everything he had built in his career. A singular animosity toward a colleague on the show began to attract the attention of fans and the media alike, raising questions about what could have driven Howard to such intense feelings. Who was it that he truly harbored resentment for? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into how Ron Howard has finally broken his silence, shocking everyone with revelations from his past. The Andy Griffith Show, which debuted on CBS in 1960, quickly became one of the most adored sitcoms in television history. Set in the fictional town of Mayberry, North Carolina, the series starred Andy Griffith as Sheriff Andy Taylor, whose responsibilities included upholding the peace and raising his son, Opie, portrayed by a young Ron Howard. The show is characterized by its gentle humor and moral lessons, making it a staple of American culture during its 8-year run. Among its ensemble cast, perhaps the most beloved character was the bumbling yet endearing Deputy Barney Fife, played by Don Knotts. Knotts' comedic interplay with Griffith significantly contributed to the show's charm, earning him 5 Emmy Awards for his memorable performance. Although Knotts left the series after its 5th season to pursue other opportunities, his portrayal of Barney remains one of the most recognizable in television history. Not only was the Andy Griffith Show a success in terms of its content, but it also consistently attracted high audience numbers. From its premiere to its conclusion, it maintained a position among the top 10 shows in the Nielsen ratings, ultimately topping the television charts in 1968 when the series ended. The show's legacy was further solidified by its successful spin-offs, including Gomer Pyle, USMC, and Mayberry, RFD, showcasing its lasting impact on American television. The comedic portrayal of small-town life, paired with relatable characters and universal themes, has made The Andy Griffith Show a favorite in syndication for generations, creating a legacy celebrated today. While The Andy Griffith Show became a television classic, it was young Ron Howard's early years on set that not only shaped his career, but also influenced the future of Hollywood. At just 6 years old, Howard was cast as Opie Taylor, the kind-hearted and mischievous son of Sheriff Andy Taylor. His natural talent for acting and ability to connect with the audience won the hearts of viewers, making his early experience on the show a remarkable start for a young actor destined to become one of Hollywood's most successful directors. Working alongside seasoned actors like Andy Griffith and Don Knotts was invaluable for Howard, as they took him under their wings, providing mentorship that would guide him through the challenges of child stardom. Griffith played a significant role in shaping Howard's early years on screen, fostering a relationship that mirrored that of a father and son. Griffith offered Howard guidance, sharing vital lessons on professionalism, humility, and the importance of hard work, all of which would serve Howard well in his career. However, the life of a child actor came with its own set of challenges. While Howard enjoyed the camaraderie on set, he also felt the immense pressure of balancing his studies, acting responsibilities, and the desire to fit in with his peers. Despite the fame that came with his role as Opie, Howard sometimes resented the attention it drew, creating a tightrope walk between the opportunities offered by the show and the trials of growing up in front of the camera. One notable story from the set involves the filming of the opening credits, where Opie throws a rock into a lake. In one take, the rock failed to create the expected splash due to Howard's young age and inability to throw it far enough. To resolve the issue, a prop man discreetly tossed another rock at the same time, ensuring the splash matched Opie's throw. This behind-the-scenes trick became a cherished memory for Howard, reminding him of the pressures he faced while navigating the demands of playing such a prominent character. Regardless of the difficulties he encountered, the experience Howard gained while working on the Andy Griffith Show laid the foundation for his extraordinary career. He learned the significance of collaboration, patience, and resilience, not only in acting but also in life itself. His childhood years on set prepared him for the eventual transition into directing and storytelling. Observing the inner workings of a successful television production equipped him with valuable insights that would shape his future endeavors. By the time the show concluded in 1968, Howard had evolved from a precocious child star into an accomplished actor, ready to take on new challenges in the entertainment industry. Ron Howard's career continued to flourish after The Andy Griffith Show, and he garnered acclaim for his direction of the 1995 docudrama Apollo 13. Starring Tom Hanks, Kevin Bacon, and Bill Paxton as the Apollo 13 astronauts, the film received widespread praise for its authenticity and technical prowess. Critics lauded Howard's ability to tell a gripping story, with Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times describing it as one of the best films of the year. The film became a major box office success, grossing $335 million worldwide on a $52 million budget, and earning 9 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture. In 2000, Howard directed How the Grinch Stole Christmas, adapting Dr. Seuss's beloved story with Jim Carrey in the lead role. Despite mixed critical reviews, the film was a box office hit, grossing $345 million globally. Following the success, Howard directed A Beautiful Mind in 2001, a biographical drama about mathematician John Nash, portrayed by Russell Crowe, who struggled with paranoid schizophrenia. The film received critical acclaim, winning 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director for Howard. Howard continued to make a name for himself with Cinderella Man in 2005, a biographical sports drama chronicling the story of heavyweight boxing champion James J. Braddock, played by Russell Crowe. The film received positive reviews, holding an 80% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Additionally, Howard directed adaptations of the Robert Langdon novels, starting with The Da Vinci Code in 2006, followed by Angels and Demons in 2009, and Inferno in 2016, with Hanks reprising his role as Langdon. In 2008, Howard presented the world premiere of his historical drama Frost/Nixon at the London Film Festival. The film, based on the taped conversations between former U.S. President Richard Nixon and British talk show host David Frost, featured Frank Langella as Nixon and Michael Sheen as Frost. Despite struggling at the box office, Frost/Nixon was a critical success, receiving 5 Academy Award nominations, including a nomination for Best Director for Howard. While The Andy Griffith Show shone brightly on screen, the atmosphere behind the scenes was not always as harmonious. Andy Griffith, known for his charming and easygoing demeanor, had a playful side that sometimes crossed into the realm of mischief. His penchant for light-hearted pranks did not always resonate well with his fellow cast members. Frances Bavier, who portrayed Ampy, reportedly found Griffith's antics unprofessional at times, leading to tension between the two actors. While Don Knotts and Andy Griffith shared a lifelong friendship, they experienced moments of discomfort regarding the show's future direction. Knotts had originally signed on for 5 seasons, and as the show extended beyond that time frame, he had to navigate the tension between his commitments and personal aspirations. Though the two remained close friends, Knotts occasionally expressed disappointment over the lack of creative control he felt over the show. Griffith's practical jokes became part of the show's culture, with Knotts often serving as a target for his playful antics. Griffith was known to wake Knotts from naps by dropping metal film cans on the floor, startling him in the process. Despite the occasional annoyance, Knotts maintained his good-natured demeanor, and their chemistry translated beautifully on screen. George Goober Lindsay also fell victim to Griffith's pranks, waking up to find duck guts strung around his dressing room, a testament to Griffith's mischievous spirit. Frances Bavier's relationship with Griffith was notably complex. As a New York-trained actress, she did not appreciate the more relaxed, small-town approach to comedy that Griffith embodied. Off-camera, their interactions were fraught with tension, yet they managed to maintain a professional front during filming, ensuring that personal disagreements did not interfere with the show's output. Later in her life, Bavier acknowledged her part in the strained relationship and made a sincere apology to Griffith, reflecting on the challenges they faced as colleagues. In the episode titled The Pickle Story, Aunt Bee, portrayed by Frances Bavier, decides to embark on a culinary adventure by making a large batch of homemade pickles. The storyline unfolds with various characters, including young Opie, tasting Aunt Bee's pickles, which, unfortunately for her, turn out to be downright awful. While most actors would navigate such a scene without much difficulty, for Ron Howard, who played Opie, it became an ordeal of sorts. The reason for this was simple yet profound. Howard found pickles utterly revolting, once going as far as to liken their taste to kerosene. Therefore, eating the slimy green pickles on camera felt more like a punishment than merely acting out a scene. Ironically, Howard's distaste for the pickles served the storyline beautifully. Since Aunt Bee's pickles were intended to taste bad, his genuine reaction of disgust added authenticity to the scene. He didn't need to exaggerate his expressions. His discomfort was real and relatable, making it even funnier for the audience. Reflecting on this memory in a later interview, Howard candidly admitted just how challenging the episode had been to film. He emphasized that, despite his love for the show and his character, the pickle story remains one of the toughest moments of his early career. Even as he was committed to putting forth his best efforts for the show to continue successfully, he has admitted to hating the memory associated with his ordeal during that episode. Another crucial aspect contributing to the success of The Andy Griffith Show was Andy Griffith's relationships with his co-stars, particularly his bond with Ron Howard. Griffith, who played the fatherly Sheriff Andy Taylor, exuded a parental aura not only on screen, but also in real life. Howard, who portrayed Opie, often sought advice and reassurance from Griffith as he navigated the challenges of being a child star. In various interviews, Howard has expressed immense respect for Griffith, attributing much of his Hollywood success to Griffith's guidance and mentorship. On screen, the bond between the father and son was substantial. However, behind the scenes, Griffith often experienced clashes with other cast members, notably Frances Bavier, who played Aunt Bee. Despite the occasional tensions, Griffith emerged as the central figure instrumental in making the show successful. His lasting relationships and mentorship of Ron Howard, coupled with his close friendship with Don Knotts, significantly influenced the dynamics both on screen and off. These relationships, though sometimes rocky, played a substantial role in shaping the Andy Griffith Show's enduring legacy and impact on television history. While Andy Griffith acted as a father figure to Ron Howard, it was his unlikely yet unbreakable friendship with Don Knotts that became the heart and soul of the show, both in front of the camera and behind the scenes. Griffith frequently praised Knotts' impeccable comedic timing and immense talent, while Knotts often credited Griffith for providing him the platform to shine. Beyond their roles on the show, Griffith and Knotts maintained a close friendship, spending significant time together even after Knotts departed the series in 1965 to pursue a full-time film career. Knotts' departure was a bittersweet moment for Griffith, who openly admitted that he was never the same after losing Knotts. He missed not only Knotts' energy and humor, but also the companionship they shared on set. Even though they were no longer working together, their friendship endured, with Griffith often seen by Knotts' side during his final days. As for Ron Howard, the shocking truth about his feelings during the Andy Griffith Show reveals that his frustrations did not stem from any specific co-star, but rather from the pressures that accompanied being a child star. Howard respected his entire cast and crew, but found himself grappling with the overwhelming responsibilities of balancing childhood with his role as Opie. The whirlwind of fame meant that school and a typical childhood were often sidelined, leaving little room for the normal experiences of growing up. In interviews, Howard has candidly expressed how, despite loving his work on the show, he was burdened by the constant attention from fans and the pressure of living in the limelight. He often felt isolated, struggling to connect with peers his own age, who would mock him for being a child star on one of the most popular shows on television. While Howard enjoyed the support of the adults around him, the emotional toll of being a child star weighed heavily on him. He faced hardships that went beyond the long hours of shooting and memorizing lines. The normal difficulties of childhood were compounded by the stress of maintaining a professional demeanor at a young age. This inner struggle was something Howard kept to himself for many years, but looking back, he acknowledged that living two lives, one in front of the camera and one behind it, was not an easy feat. Interestingly, despite these challenges, Ron Howard has never spoken negatively about his co-stars. He has always spoken affectionately about his relationship with Andy Griffith, who provided a fatherly figure in his life, and Don Knotts, whose humor often lightened the mood on set. While there were occasional behind-the-scenes tensions, the cast remained supportive of Howard throughout the show, ensuring he felt comfortable on set. His frustrations were more about the pressures of fame than about any specific person, as he later clarified that his true hatred was directed at the fame itself rather than any individual. In adulthood, Howard has been candid about his experiences as a child star and the emotional challenges that accompanied that role. He has acknowledged the immense value of the experiences he gained on The Andy Griffith Show, recognizing that these formative years laid the foundation for his legendary career as a director and producer. However, this success came at a cost, shaping his perspective on fame and childhood in ways he continues to reflect on. The off-screen antics of The Griffith Show painted a different picture from the wholesome, feel-good television presented on screen. Griffith was known for his playful nature, often pulling pranks on his co-stars. One of his favorite tricks involved waking up Don Knotts from his naps by crashing metal film canisters on the floor, much to Knotts' surprise. Knotts, known for his amiable personality, took these pranks in stride, often joining in the laughter. Griffith also had a reputation for playing mischievous tricks on George Goober Lindsay, the actor who portrayed the easygoing mechanic. In one memorable incident, Griffith filled Lindsay's dressing room with duck guts while he was asleep, showcasing the light-hearted camaraderie on set. While these pranks were not malicious, they served as a means for the cast to blow off steam after long filming days and help solidify their bond. However, not everyone appreciated this playful atmosphere. Frances Bavier's serious demeanor often kept her at a distance from the levity that defined much of the set's culture. Despite this, one of the most charming aspects of The Andy Griffith Show was how the humor from behind the scenes frequently made its way into the episodes. A prime example is the Runaway Kid episode, where Opie and his friends prank Sheriff Taylor by moving the town's sheriff car right in front of a fire hydrant, leading to comedic consequences. The off-screen chemistry and playful interactions among the cast greatly contributed to the show's lighthearted appeal and authenticity, allowing viewers to connect with the characters in a more profound way. While the atmosphere was often filled with humor and camaraderie, there were underlying tensions, particularly between Griffith and Bavier, which added another layer to the show's complex legacy. The history of The Andy Griffith Show includes perhaps its most stunning reveal, which unfolded long after the cameras stopped rolling. Frances Bavier, beloved by television audiences as Aunt Bee, publicly apologized to Andy Griffith, who portrayed her on-screen son with warmth and charm. Although Bavier's portrayal of Aunt Bee was nurturing and affectionate, her relationship with Griffith behind the scenes was fraught with tension. Bavier was serious and professional, while Griffith's laid-back, prankster demeanor often made her view him as little more than a comic. This tension became well known among the cast. A classically trained actress from New York, Bavier had little patience for Griffith's joviality and relaxed approach to work. As they spent time together on set, the friction between them intensified. Bavier felt that Griffith's antics diminished the professionalism she valued. Despite this dynamic, both actors delivered legendary performances that contributed to The Andy Griffith Show becoming a classic in television history. Over time, as they went their separate ways, Bavier began to reflect on their time together, ultimately leading her to make a surprising phone call to Griffith years after the show had concluded. In a heartfelt gesture, she called to apologize for her difficult behavior during filming, expressing regret for allowing personal frustrations to impact their working relationship. This unexpected and sincere apology was a significant moment, especially given the years that had passed since their collaboration. Griffith received Bavier's apology graciously, and the two were able to reconcile before Bavier's death in 1989, bringing them both a sense of peace and healing old wounds. As the relationship between Frances Bavier and Andy Griffith reached resolution, Ron Howard was quietly carving out a path for himself that would take him far beyond his role as Opie Taylor. While many child actors struggled to maintain their careers post-stardom, Howard's trajectory was anything but typical. Even as The Andy Griffith Show approached its final season in 1968, he continued to thrive, landing a starring role as Richie Cunningham on the hugely popular sitcom Happy Days. This role solidified his status as one of television's most cherished young actors and helped him transition from a child star to a leading man in prime time. Although Howard was passionate about acting, he also harbored an interest in directing. While still working on Happy Days, he sought opportunities to direct, and 2 years after leaving the show, he made his directorial debut with Grand Theft Auto in 1977. This marked the beginning of a flourishing career as a filmmaker, which would include acclaimed projects such as Apollo 13, A Beautiful Mind, and The Da Vinci Code. Howard's directorial efforts earned him numerous accolades, including 2 Academy Awards for Best Director and Best Picture for A Beautiful Mind. His expertise in filmmaking and storytelling, combined with a collaborative approach, has made Howard one of Hollywood's most respected directors. His ability to create engaging narratives spans genres, from historical dramas to thrilling adventures. Additionally, Howard co-founded Imagine Entertainment with producer Brian Grazer, producing a wide range of successful movies and television shows, including Arrested Development and 24. From his humble beginnings as lovable Opie to building a varied business empire, Ron Howard's career has undeniably transformed both television and film. In terms of wealth, Ron Howard boasts a net worth of approximately $200 million. In 2004, he and his wife, Cheryl, purchased a 3,000-square-foot apartment in New York City's exclusive El Dorado building for $5.6 million, subsequently investing several million more in renovations. They attempted to sell this apartment in 2017 for $12.5 million, later reducing the price to $11.5 million, but ultimately still own the property. Additionally, they own another apartment in New York City, acquired in 2002 for $712,000. In 2014, the couple sold their 33-acre lakeside estate in Greenwich, Connecticut for $27.5 million, and in 2006, they purchased an ocean view apartment in Santa Monica, California for $2.75 million. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like our video, leave your comments, and subscribe. Be sure to click on the video displayed on your screen to watch another one of our interesting videos. See you there.